Hello everyone, Krydax here and welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3. It's another morning for me. I've got my coffee and, well, it might be too early for me to be trying to brain-elate into pYanodon's, but I'm doing it anyway, so here we go. Thing number one is our friend Putinator has created a mod called Quick Ride. He was inspired, or they were inspired by me talking about the mod idea where you just hit a button and get in a car, and here we are. It is real. There's a couple of things that probably still need to be ironed out, because if you open the menu, it's not quite ready for pYanodon's amounts of things, but you can select your preferred fuels and the vehicle that you want to hop in and ammo that you want to put in it, and then you can set a hotkey, which I have just set to enter because that's what it already was to get into vehicles, and so now you can just hit enter, and then you hit enter to get out, and it automatically picks up your vehicle. So I'm a huge fan of that. Thank you very much to Putinator for that mod. It's called Quick Ride. If you want to go check it out, I can recommend it. The next thing I'm gonna do is, I think, send the light oil up here. I have 50. Hold on. We were making originally 43. And how much is my Keratin making? Where is my Keratin? There's shale oil. 25. Okay, so I could do another 3 of these. Uh-oh. They could probably all be right next to each other, right? Maybe not. Depends on how the things are arranged. Because we have light oil and aromat. Yeah, unfortunately. No, they could be next to each other if we rotate it this way. Actually, yeah. I'm gonna go set that up, and then what I want to do is get the light oil piped up to there, which is gonna be some effort because we've really not done a good job here. We've really not done a good job of leaving space for all sorts of things. So, I don't really know. I could use a caravan to bring barrels of oil, but that feels kind of stupid to me, so I'm not going to do that. So, I'm just going to grab a bunch of pipes. We're out of underground pipes, so let me grab those real quick. I'm walking over here because I have this memory that keeps surfacing of, like, I have a bunch of underground pipes in a box that I need to use up at some point. Over here somewhere. At least I don't think I'm making that up. Yeah, right here. Right here. Why is this settling right here, by the way? No idea. Oh, I was fueling something, that's why. Anyway, 1-to-1s, 1-to-2s. I junctions. T junctions. Alright, cool. You know what else we need to do? I just thought about this. I don't know. Like I said, it's early. My brain's not fully cooking yet. I need to do another Patreon name in our Patreon garden. Today, it is Sir Moosin. You are the lucky winner. Sir Moosin. Not Moosin. Which I'll get you added here. Ooh, on the left side. Now, let's see. How's the spacing here? 1 square there. But then this is 18 by 6. So does that work out to be the same spacing? Yeah, it does. Okay. So then we'll go right here. Get that built. And then once we have water fill with green science, we can make little ponds with trees. And water fill doesn't help us place trees. I plan to just use the editor for that, because it won't be placing trees that often. I guess I could place some trees now. That wouldn't be the worst idea. Oh, I should be using my mod. Haha. Yes. So easy. Oops. Is not the name we're looking for. Moosin. Moosin. Sir Moosin. Perfect. I guess that does fit here. I don't know what looks better. I think this actually looks better. And then if I wanted to place the editor, I'd need to turn off the mod settings of editor extensions. I don't want to go to the lab off. And I don't know what this planner menu is. Settings, mod setting, or controls, control plus B, planner menu. Oh, picker extended. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna clear it. And then now we can do some trees. Just a few happy little trees of a couple different varieties. Just to make it feel a little bit like a park. One of these. Perfect. Place some grass. This is where we let nature run its course and be present. Green hairy grass. What a name. Perfect. All right. I am satisfied. And then we'll go ahead and remove. I guess I need the bots for this. Decon planner, white lit or tiles on stone brick. And then I will do. Oh, that doesn't work. What? Only tiles, please. And then go ahead and get rid of these. Perfect. Now we've got ourselves some nature in the Zen garden. It's wonderful. Ah, just beautiful. This one needs a couple more trees. You need one there, and there, and there. And then one here. All right, I'm happy with that. Beautiful. Thank you to all my Patreon supporters. If you'd like to support me on Patreon, then head over to patreon.com/Krydex. All right. So anyway, what we were doing before we got squirrel distracted was setting up. Uh-oh. Are we out of creosote? Now that's not what I expected. I bet it's because we are backed up on coke. As it looks like we're backed up on coke, so very little creosote's being produced. Yeah, I figured this sort of thing could be an issue when we deleted those steam generators for I guess doing it this way had the upside of not needing all the vertical tiles. That's why I did it. Also, is everything still powered? No. I broke a connection somewhere. And it wasn't that. There's 2 networks now. We disconnected somehow this network from this one. Oh, it's literally right here. This is the disconnect. So we did just make this. Okay. There we go. Okay, well that thankfully was not that big of an issue. It's not like that had been happening for hours. Anyway, so the coke, the creosote only gets produced when we're making coke. So there's a world, oh no, there's a world where I need to redirect anthracene to making creosote if we have enough gasoline and coke. Hear me out. I know this sounds weird, but like, it's necessary because right now we have too much coke, so anthracene is backed up. So, and anthracene is just contributing to the coke backup problem. In fact, anthracene is most of the coke, isn't it? Well, it's about half. About half the coke is coming from anthracene itself. Now, this will result in less gasoline, but we already have, like, with acetylene, I think we already have plenty of fluid fuels in general. I'm sure acetylene is, yeah, more than full. So, and acetylene comes from coke as well, which kind of means that if we're, that means that anthracene used to produce acetylene from the coke is producing a huge amount of fluid fuel, like an absurd amount. Because 5 coke makes like more than 50 acetylene. That's crazy. Anyway, the important part is this is not the anthracene that you were looking for. That is naphthalene. So anthracene, unfortunately, has no home. Well, that's creosote already. Can I get across these buildings? No. It's really unfortunate. I could move all this down 1 without any repercussions. So I will. And then that can go down 1. Okay, so the carbolic is down there now. And now we've got the naphthalene. Sorry, anthracene. Down here, this is just a mess. And then that can go over here. And then into this guy, which will need to be angled and copied. Still hoping for that advanced fluid handling fix someday. Alright, so then that can make creosote. That's not even doing anything. But we need to have conditions on this bad boy. So condition number 1 is that Coke needs to be pretty full. And why is that getting side loaded? Oh, we have weirdnesses going on right here because we didn't have mergers. Right. Or what even was this? Was this me trying to do a priority belt? I think that's what that was. I think I was trying to prioritize this one. What? This is hilarious. This can be undone with one easy step. Ta-da! Wait, is that right? No, something's not right. No, we're not putting that on both sides of the belt. This needs to be going onto both sides. That can be done just like this. Because it's definitely single-sided before that, so then we get it exactly on 2 sides, and then we do input priority right. There we go. Okay, so now we are input prioritying the Coke that is coming from up there. And then later we just balance them, so that means it is going onto both sides. At least half of the input priority. Okay. Next was me wanting to measure these. So I need 2 conditions. I need an overflow valve, and I need a pump. So that means we have enough anthracene. No, I need 2 pumps. This is where I almost want to use those underground pumps just because they'll be smaller. But this is fine. Because I want to measure gasoline. No, maybe I shouldn't measure gasoline. Because if I need gasoline, but I'm blocked out on Coke anyway, I should still do this rest. Basically, I should do this whenever I'm blocked out on Coke. So yeah, never mind. I don't need 2 pumps. I was thinking that would be like an and, where like both of these would need to be pumping for it to flow, which would basically require 2 conditions to be true, which is another analog and. An analog combinator. But no, I think I'd rather just measure some Coke amounts here. And we'll only pump if Coke is what? Greater than 8 per tile gives me 16 and 32, so if it's like greater than 28, what basically we'll just say if it's backed up, if it's equal to 32. If it's backed up, we will make creosote. Now that does only consume 25 a second, but I make up to 117. Damn, that's a lot. So I need like 2 of these. I don't think I'm gonna make the full like 4, because this is just a half measure. This is just me wanting to make sure that there's some amount of handling of what happens when we have too much Coke, and this is the answer. This is the answer. Okay, so that should contribute more creosote to the creosote fund, and it'll basically mean that we end up making less Coke because we're using some of that anthracene. So it'll help with the Coke overpopulation issue. And then as soon as Coke isn't backed up to here, will stop eating anthracene and turning it into creosote. That does mean... What does that mean? If coke is backed up to here, we're about to get backed up on coke anyway. So I was gonna say that does mean we're gonna get a little bit less gasoline, but I don't even think that's really true. I mean, it'll technically be like a tiny bit less, but I think it'll actually just work, because this is basically only gonna run when these are backed up anyway. So it'll happen slightly sooner, but it's the same vibes overall. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now the next thing we need to do is connect up all these guys, because we need whatever this is. Aromatics. Now that is nice. That's what I wish the small poles did. Anyway, we need the light oil up here, and that's gonna have to go on a magical journey. So, where will the light oil's magical journey be? Coming from all the way down here. I don't want to use this area because it's already too congested. Then again, what else am I going to use it for? Niobium's up there. We've already done chromium. Oil sand's up there. What about borax? Where's our borax? We've got borax up by there and there. So I guess I might not need any more ores from the south. So maybe I'm okay. We've already got zinc. 15, yeah, maybe we're fine for now. I guess rare earth ores. Though that's new. The rare earth ore didn't used to be a thing, so that's interesting that you need naphtha for it. Instead of, is it the rare earth bolides? Which you might need drill heads for or something? I don't remember. How are you doing, dude? You're carrying 20 meat. That seems like a bad amount. That makes me feel like I've made a mistake. No mistake. That is unfortunately accurate. So Vrauky poos are backing up again? Why are Vrauks backing up? Because we're not getting enough glassware. Why are we not getting enough glassware? This game, man. This freaking game. Why do we play this game? No, we've been good for 3.5 hours on glassware. 6 a minute. Solid. Almost for 5 hours straight with one dip. But that means we shouldn't be backing up on... Well, no, I lied. Sorry. We have double Vrauk production now. So right now we're getting twice as many Vrauks as we normally need. If they were all running, which they're still not, but we did just start this up, so we did say it would take a little bit. The important part is to measure, have we been getting 30 cocoons a minute? That's the thing I should check. Cocoon. How do you spell cocoon? Okay, there's only one C, 2 O's. Any whoosies. Our new production does seem to be settling around 30. A little iffy. Over 10 minutes. It's only been 27. Are we short on something? Yeah, it looks like we might be short on, like, flora or moss. Maybe moss. Needs to be a little bit more moss on the belt, maybe. Go up to 250. Because it really does have to go past a lot of buildings. And I should probably put flora on the opposite side from the moss. Oh man, we're getting so distracted. Let me bring up that light oil before we forget. Oh my goodness. Hey, you guys like pYanodon's, that's why you're here. You get it. Alright, light oil can come. I'm just gonna go up here. So we're gonna do this. And then loyal goes here. Comes up. Turns a corner. Alright. Let's see. So I think we can keep going up here, left a little bit, up through here, up past the small parts, and then over and then up. Yeah, that feels good. No, that was too far. Alright. So then loyal. Does this. And I don't know if we're even going to be able to consume it all. Shoot. This is kind of a congested area, now that I'm looking at it. He says about literally any of the areas in his entire base. Oh gosh. I can't wait for trains. I keep saying that and it keeps being true. Ugh. Almost out of power poles. Nothing can go right, apparently. Okay, well, for now, we've got this line at least. Okay, we seem to have made it. Sort of. I don't know if this is gonna run into something else soon, but for now it's okay. We run into a pipe extents problem. Other than that, we are golden. All right, and then this needs to be a top up into the other one, which is gonna have to be here to here to here. And then we do a top up. So if we're backed up on loyal, we will just be voiding this loyal. All right. Easy enough. Pop up into here, aromatics, bada bing, bada boom. We seem to be having a problem with the connection on the gasoline. Oh, because this one's rotated different. Weird. Alright. So that should improve our aromatics production, which we need for various things, and we even need for rubber. So, I'm not crazy. This is connected to what we're doing. Though we're 30 minutes into the episode and we haven't done really a single thing relating to rubber yet. Oh my gosh. Oh, this game. Alright. But we did improve our creosote production. Wait, I'm out of anthracene now. So now what's happening? I'm out of anthracene, but I'm blocked out on pitch because of coke still being overflowing. So we're getting more creosote, but still too much. Or, well, still not enough because we're not using enough coke. Gosh, it's like I need to delete coke, which is so messed up because coke is so useful in so many places, but we also just want this to keep running constantly. The other thing I need to do at some point is change this over to electric boiling. Maybe once we have coal power plants, we'll use this stuff to fuel coal power plants, and then we'll just use electric boiling. So then we're not making mountains of ash. How is Ash Mountain, by the way? We're at 400. That's not great. Because these don't have backup, so I'll need 3 new ones once those are full. Anyway, what consumes coke? Can you burn graphite? You know, oh, well, I mean, we can't always just burn into CO2 and vent it. So that's always an option to consume coke. This consumes 20 every 5 seconds, so this consumes 4 a second. And then we could just burn the ash. Not actually the worst. Because this only consumes 0.4 a second, so yeah. This consumes 10 times more. Graphite is what I had originally thought of, and then we could burn the graphite, but that's also not that great. That's only 5 every 3 seconds. So it does seem like, yeah, a DDC could eat coke pretty handily. Which just feels like a crime. But I have room for it, and I think our base will run a little better if we do it. Even if we just do 1. Even if we just do 1. If this was closer, I'd link it up to the other coal and tar and stuff, but I don't think it's worth it. So how do we do this? We need... Let's put that there, and then remove this one. Do we just let the overflow go into this? Does that work? Or do I need another method? How does this go wrong for me? Burner, ash, ash, ash. So this will certainly eat coke. But the problem is I only want it to eat coke if it needs to. But if this is overflowing, then it does need to, right? But then that'll mean we get less creosote that we could be getting. So it should go up and measure maybe these ones. This is such a mess. What we really should do is have a buffer, and then we just measure the buffer. And when the buffer's at 500, something happens. And then when the buffer's at 1,000, then this starts happening, you know, that sort of thing. But we'll just say if these are on 16, then this will run. Because that means we're backed up to here. Kind of a weird system. I don't know if those are even... Those might be so close together that the system won't be able to respond to the anthracene running into creosote instead of into coke before we start voiding coke. Like, these might be too close together. But it's something. It's something. So that should help creosote production. Overall, we should see creosote being much, much higher than it was. And we're not seeing that at all. I mean, I guess we're seeing this bump. So what I just did was helpful. But why is the bump not bigger from moving over the anthracene? I thought that would have been bigger. Oh, 'cause I'm a dummy. No, am I a dummy? I'm kind of a dummy. So, the anthracene... We need these to be mutually exclusive. So if this isn't pumping, we want it to go to coke. But if this is pumping, we don't want any of it to go to coke. That's the problem right now. So we need this anthracene to be going only, so we need this to be like an overflow valve, I think. Even just on like 20. And now these will stop getting anthracene finally, because I think they were still getting some. Potentially. Okay. So that'll guarantee the anthracene is all going towards creosote. Okay, now I'm done. I promise we're gonna actually get rubber in this episode. Well, maybe. I don't know. We only have 20 minutes left, at most. I'm trying to do shorter episodes again, just so I can be more consistent with daily episodes. But yeah, so we do need... This is all such a mess. Need seaweed. We need water and stone is basically it, and steam, which I can now make with electricity, which is just water. So really all we need is water and stone and formic acid, and I can do the rest. So water, stone, formic acid, and then we need aromatics, titanium, and anthracene. So I'm thinking we could actually do rubber up there rather than down here with this mess. I'm not touching this mess with a 1,000-foot pole. So we can bring the formic acid up. And then we just need a little bit of the stone, which is probably up here somewhere. Well, there's the byproduct stone up here. There's not real stone. We've already got the aromatics right there. And we've got the anthracene up here. So making rubber up here seems to make the most sense. But then I'm gonna have to belt it all the way over. Probably just use a caravan. Speaking of caravans, since we need another distraction, I do want to build some of these up. we've automated most of those things, which is good, except for Vrauk cocoons, which unfortunately we're not making any extra. So now it seems like Flora's the problem. Oh, Flora is the problem. Like, we're not mining enough Flora. Oh, we're just not mining enough Flora. I see. Okay, that can be fixed, I think. Flora. Collectors, of course we don't have any iron in our inventory. Why would we? It's only the most used item in the game so far. Actually, is that true? No. Raw coal is the most used item. But iron is second place after that. Iron is second place. Alright, so we should be... I'll just hook these guys up. Literally have 0 power poles. Terrible. Oh, there's some rocks here. Get rid of those. Oh, when did we disconnect that from power? That's bad news. Oh, I think it was just recently. Because wasn't it... I think that connection was there and we killed it. Alright. That's nice. Just auto picks it up. How is this one not getting fuel? Because I never fueled it. Then how was it running for a while? I have no idea. I already forgot what I was grabbing. Medium power poles. Probably need other things too, but I'm desperate right now to get this back to functioning. The first order of business is build these guys. So titanium's not stopped up. Second order of business, you guys will catch up, don't worry, is copper being completely jacked up. Third order of business is whatever I was just doing, which was Flora. Okay. Now with 100% more power poles. And then we'll copy the settings so we can still get maybe just 200 on the belt. Okay. Because yeah, that was only mining 1 a second, and we just need 1.25 a second. So that just straight up was never gonna work. Got it. That does make sense. Let me check all the other rates. I think we're good. Sap is good. And what was the other thing? Cocoons. Cocoons are even Steven. So once in a while I can go steal some cocoons to make caravans Everything else for caravans is automated. The other question is, do I have enough water barrels? I probably don't. Let's say 150 here. Can I make barrels by hand? I can. So let's just throw 50 more into the mix here. And then... other than that, I'm feeling okay about this whole situation. Now, just to be... trying to remember... yeah, this whole system breaks when we back up on Vraux. Like, the belts will literally stop running. What do I want to do about that? Oh, I also forgot we don't have any fluorospilinin detectors. I said we were going to do rubber. I don't think we're going to do rubber. I don't think we're going to actually get there. Alright, you do empty barrels. I also just realized if this whole thing needs 1 point... oh, it doesn't. It needs 0.55. I was like, if it needs 1.25 water barrels, that inserter's not fast enough for the water barrels that we actually need. So that's yet another thing I need to be thinking about. But we should be okay, because it's only 0.55. Anyway, how did I end up with all these Vraux in my inventory? I don't rightly know. But yeah, these are all getting cocooned up. And then the flora. Oh, we just have to give it a couple minutes before we check on it. Check on flora supply. I think we have enough on the belt. Uh-oh. Oh. Our barrel supply here is backing things up. That's actually really bad. I might just make that a loader, so that never happens. I guess the alternative would be to have a corner. I mean, I just need a bigger buffer on the belt. You know, something like this. And then this should be fine. We just need a few more that can be buffered if a bunch come in at the same time. Alright, well, I just need to let this go for a minute and see what happens, because I think we're going to be okay, but it might take a minute to balance out everything. Everything has to take a couple laps, and yellow belts are slow. Alright, and it's already been 50 minutes. So what have we accomplished? We've accomplished creosote production when coke is backed up from our anthracene. We've accomplished light oil from keratin, which is really just from stone production, so we were wasting it anyway, turning into aromatics and gasoline. So now we should have more than enough aromatics and gasoline, which is wonderful. We've accomplished fixing some Vraux stuff. We've accomplished fixing some other stuff that I don't remember. I am concerned about Nexalit. Oh, that's the other thing I was thinking. Should we just be ditching formic acid? And then we're just constantly rendering Vraux. And that will get us more of these things. Probably. Probably. Let's start setting that up. So we'll bring the formic acid up. I think I'll set it up over here. So we're gonna need a heavy oil refinery. We're gonna need a multi-purpose cracker and a giant reformer. All the giant buildings. And then we'll need stone and water and these 3 things. And which one? The latex goes in the final one, so you have the latex, and then you have the alginate, and then you have the, no, you have the alginate, you have the latex slab, and the formic acid needs to come up here. Now this thing makes some steam, apparently. Oh. It's 150 degree steam though. But we get a lot of steam out. Huh. That's interesting. You can turn aromatics into steam? Aromatics and titanium into steam. What a weird way to make steam. If you really needed it. I can't seem to craft a reformer. Why not? You need a lot more iron. Good God. 504 iron plates. It is weird when you hop in the vehicle because you immediately go from player controls, which you're holding, you know, D on the keyboard to be walking to the right, to vehicle controls where you need to hold W to go forwards with whatever direction you're facing. So that is interesting. Anyway, let me grab some steam engines. And looks like we're running low on undies. Probably need to do a dump chest situation here because I think I'm running out. I'll take 10 loaders. That'll cost me a lot, but it'll catch up eventually. Dump chest. Let's get rid of some stone. Ooh, the small lamps. We have a place for those. Only don't need copper ore. Don't need this much nickel. Plastic and biomass and sap. Soil, limestone. Alright, I do need more iron. It's right up here. Okay, so reformer. And then we should be pretty much there. So we'll finish this out in the next episode. Like I said, I'm trying to do a little bit shorter episodes, and that makes it more likely that we can actually get them daily. If I do an hour and 10 minutes on every single episode, it's a little harder. So if we get closer to 50, that'd be nice. And I know some of you are like, bring on the long episodes, I don't mind. And then other people are... I think in general, I think most people would prefer daily episodes if it's between the two, but... Anyway. Alright, so we will finish out this rubber build in the next episode, but as always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and we'll see you all in the next one.